I tried to go live, but it was taking too long, and I wanted y'all to see my friends. They came by today. I just fed him. Oh, look, he running. Can y'all see him? He running. Hey! I just gave him some tuna, and I'm on my laptop, so. Oh, I'm showing y'all motherfuckers my address. Hey, Pookie. Hey, Pookie. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Our friend. Where'd she go, sir? Hi. You can go ahead. The toilet is right here. You want me to go in the house? He's so shy. He'll eat my food, but he don't want to be bothered. He's so scary. So I'll go in the house. All right. Bye. You gonna come back tomorrow? Ooh. Anyway, I was gonna come do a video anyway. And I wanted y'all to see me actually feed him, cause she comes in my house. I told y'all she comes in. That was the boy. He's shy. Boy cats are so, and he orange. So I expect him to be like outgoing and bad. But they be so cute. But she comes in and inspects and makes sure everything is in order. And then gives me her stamp of approval or disapproval. So what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let me plug my mic in. I'm probably giving y'all ASMR with my nails clicking on this mic. So what's up, y'all? Take my glasses off. Now my hands smell like tuna. Oh, hell no. I'll be right back. Let me go wash my hands. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Um, so yeah, I know y'all notice I gained weight. Cause as soon as I try to take a break, I always reward myself for doing good by celebrating and doing bad. Like if I meet another milestone at the gym, I'll celebrate with a carb heavy meal, knowing damn well I don't have no business. But yeah, what's going on? My eyelashes. yeah, they all just fall off. I do the I do the best that I can with what I got. Okay. Um. So my daughter is at cheer camp today. That's probably why I'm in a good mood because once again I have the house to myself. It was not free this camp. It was uh, $555, and it's only for 3 days. I mean, I don't know. I never did cheer before, but that just seems like a lot for. I'm like, and they're not like the other camp is like 900 a piece, 900 a child, and they feed them and provide insulin and yeah, and this camp is, I think, pretty expensive by the same people that buy her team. So, and we already pay a monthly fee for them being on the team. So, let me clear this energy. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Close your ears if you don't want a higher vibration. But I suggest that you stick around and let the tones talk to your spirit, cleanse your energy, cleanse your spirit, especially if you didn't do a practice of spiritual cleansing today. But you do you, boo. I'm gonna give y'all a second to click off or fast forward or whatever. Here we go. I don't know. Y'all can't feel that? Like when I hear bells, it like does something in my spirit. So I know it raises the vibration because I could feel it. Y'all don't feel that? Anyway, what's goody? What's good? Yes, we're still click clacking. Um, I am waiting for my. So let me just tell y'all. So for my birthday, it was like the energy was trying to force me to be sad because I was by myself, like I told y'all earlier. And I just refused. I was just thinking about it. I just was thinking about all the times that, I was raised in a home. My mom had 5 kids, and it was always crowded. I never had my own room. And I was just taking it all in and having another Kevin McAllister moment. I'm living alone. I'm living alone. I'm living alone. I'm living alone. Um, and I was happy. I baked me a cake, and that's what I wanted to come here and talk to y'all today about. Um, I want to talk about how important it is to um, do things with intention. Intentions matter. People like to complicate magic and spell work and alchemy, and it's all the same thing. And um, it's not hard. Like, the more energy you put into something, the more you can expect to reap from it. And that goes with anything. Like, I really thought, y'all hear my stomach growling? I really thought that I was gonna, sorry, y'all. Y'all know how when y'all just having dialogue in your mind, um, I'm always having sidebar conversations, and sometimes it causes for a response or reaction. But I wanted to come here and talk about the importance of intention. Like I said, that's with anything, negative or positive. I choose not to put my energy or my intentions into negativity. You know, um, I remember when someone wanted to confide in me a secret, right, about them because they did something terrible and it was weighing on their conscious. And this is the same individual that acts holier than thou. That's always, it's the same one. I remember when I was 30, I was like, yeah, let's go out. Because I was, it was like, I think it was like my 30th birthday. And she was like, you still want to go out at 30? And I was like, yeah, like, it never crossed my mind, like, oh, you 30, so you got to stop going out. But when this person said it, I'm like, am I that old bitch at the club? Because I like getting dressed up. I like listening to music. I like enjoying a few cocktails. And so this is that person. And they did something very grotesque. And they came to me and they said, what's the worst thing that you've ever done? And I'm like, I can't even think of it. And she was like, so you haven't done anything that you regret? And I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm really like, because I never think about this type of stuff. And then I'm like, no. And I'm like, I'm not trying to act as if like I'm holier than thou or I'm just Miss Innocent. I said, but it's probably because of the way I live my life. I don't go out to intentionally cause harm. My intentions are never to cause anybody pain or harm. So I don't regret things. And if I made a choice, it come like people can say whatever they want about Gemini. They always confusing us with Libra. Like we are indecisive. No, Gemini is not indecisive. Gemini just weighs every fucking possibility, every outcome. We deliberate. We don't have a hard time deciphering or deciding. We deliberate. And I'm like, so I always like think about things before I do it and how it's going to affect, especially like, has there ever been a time that somebody pissed me off, like at work, and I wanted to get at this person? Yes. Sometimes when I was younger, especially, now I told y'all I'm very indifferent. But when I was younger, yeah. But I always live my life like God is watching me. I remember, here go Cat Williams. Y'all know how I do. I remember Cat Williams said it, and I was like, yes. That's how I know he's chosen. Because I had that same thought process when he was like, when they were like, so why do you just go around doing these good deeds? Like, why do you feel like, because I've heard so many things about you doing behind the scenes, positive things, and like what motivates you? You don't go looking for credit or anything. And he was like, basically in the simplest terms, like, imagine if God was watching you like all the time. Like, wouldn't you want God to see you doing positive things? I don't know why people don't believe that. Like, maybe it's because like, and I hear people say this, like, it's so many billions of people on the planet. How could God possibly be watching? And this is why I tell people. This is why I pray to my guides. my angels, my ancestors who surround me and who are dispatched by God on God's behalf. And people need to understand an angel could come in any form. An angel could come in the form of an animal. An angel could come in the form of an opportunity. An angel could come in the form of a person. And it will be the least person that you expect. That's my main argument for people who don't think that Jesus was black. I'm like, why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he choose to come back here as somebody and have to humble himself? Anyway, yeah, I always go off on tangents because these are the rants, right? I be going on these rants and I be saying some profound shit. And I'll be like, I need to turn on the camera. And it doesn't click fast enough. And so I end up either unloading on myself or just going on a tangent with my daughter until I see her like quietly, like trying to, and I'm like, oh, I'm talking too much. But anyway, yeah, because of how the world treats black people and how we know angels come in disguise. Jesus is the master angel. Jesus is the master, ascended. He's the ascended master. He's an ascended master. And why wouldn't he choose the most humblest path of all? But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so it's important to do everything with intention. What makes spell work or not, is the amount of focus and intention and energy put into it. You know, that's why a lot of people resort to black magic. It's because they have all that tension and pent up energy, negative energy, and they want to release it, right? Because, and sometimes people don't. And that's how I personally think diseases and ailments manifest due to spiritual reasons sometimes. Like I believe I have this goiter on my neck because there's an issue with my throat chakra being blocked. So I believe that you can correlate every ailment on the body back to a spiritual thing. Like I was telling y'all before, my left eye stays red because the motherfucker keep casting on me. They keep throwing them stones at me. I keep dodging them like Neo on the Matrix. And sometimes I do get grazed. But it's all good. I'm still here. I'm happy. So yeah, back to my birthday. I put a lot of intention into my birthday. You know, I took a spiritual bath. And some people are probably here like, what the hell is that? And so I'm going to tell you, because I remember one time I was watching this girl do a reading when I was very, very new to spirituality. And she was saying something that was resonating. She was like, you need to close your mirrors. Mirrors are a portal, and you need to close your mirrors. And I kept feeling like motherfuckers was trying to siphon my energy through mirrors, or motherfuckers was doing beauty magic or mirror magic, trying to affect my beauty in the mirror, right? And so I literally was like, I don't know, how do I do that? How do I cleanse? Like how? And people were literally like ignoring my comment. Like even the person who commented, she was commenting on other who said that, who was reading it was, whose page it was. She didn't even respond. And I'm like, and that's why I have no problem with giving free spiritual guidance. I have no problem. It will always be free. I stopped myself before when I was getting ready to say that because I'm like, you never know what can happen. But no, this is how I'm healing my throat chakra, by passing this knowledge on to other people. because people have tried to keep it within me and silent for so long. And that's how this manifested. Um, so I will always give free guidance and advice. The same way I get it, it's free. You know, motherfuckers so quick to come on here wanting to offer readings and wanting to, if you like this reading, pay for, get a personal. Then you get the personal and the bitch act like she got an attitude, like you begged her to purchase a personal. And then the personal don't even resonate. It's like I could have stayed with the general collective reading for this. That resonated more than this shit. I don't know what you're talking about. So don't invest in personal readings. It's a waste of time. Your own intuition. You have to, instead of purchasing readings for other people, unless you just have no connection to the divine, you know, like you're just low vibrational energy and you chose that side, then you'll be cut off and you won't be able to receive any divine messages. Maybe from other entities, but it won't have anything to do with divinity. But no, I'm here to spread the word, and I'm here to help people who, you know, got to figure shit out on their own because you being gaslight and lied to, and nobody in your life understands. I'm here with you. I'm here sent by the Most High. And so yeah, you know, and I'm so sick of people coming on here and they're like this is their, like, readings and stuff on YouTube is their, you know, get out of job free card because you don't want to get up and go work. And then they'll be on here like, this guy, I unsubscribed from him and I really liked him because his messages really resonated. But I couldn't take how much he fucking begged. And I literally, you know, it's hard out here for everybody right now. And I literally, he made a deck. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to buy his deck. I can't get it right now. You know, it's not in my finances. It's not in the budget. But as soon as I get paid, I will purchase his deck. As soon as the money hit my account. And I couldn't even make it until payday with him every day. Like, yeah, you know, get a reading. And people would ask questions, you know, spiritually, you know, spiritual guided questions, right? And he would straight up be like, well, I can't give you the answer until you donate. Like, what? First of all, I don't want to engage in anybody's gift that's not a gift from God, right? And if it's a gift from God, then I know damn well God did not say this person needs to pay whatever amount for them to hear my message. So, and I don't know how you're getting away with that, and it's not my business. It's not my business to be worrying about where you are spiritually. But I just found that I've outgrown a lot of readers, a lot of YouTube spiritual culture because it's too stunted. It's too monetary driven, and I'm here for the spiritual people like me, the chosen people who are here because they know they're here for a purpose. They're here fulfilling their destiny and living in their calling, answering their calling. And so I don't understand how, you know, you could see somebody struggling in a tough spot, you know, and maybe they can't afford it. Like with me, I wanted those cards, but it wasn't in the budget. And so I could afford them at a later time. And it's just like every time I'm on there, I'm giving you views. I'm giving you energy. It's not like these readers really act like they're doing us a favor by giving them our hard-earned money that we go out and work for. You're not doing me any favors. I'm actually doing you a favor because I'm exchanging energy with you, right? It's not positive. I mean, it's not negative. It's not malicious. I'm not sending you hate. Actually, I'm sending you love. And I go around and I don't believe in you know, boasting about donations. I don't. But I go around and that's my tithe and offering. In lieu of church, I believe in giving back. I believe in giving back blessings that have been bestowed upon me. That's why whenever I'm doing good, my favorite tarot readers are getting donations, and I won't even make a fuss about it. I won't, I'll just, there's some people, where I'll try to donate and then I'll literally be blocked from donating. And that could be one, my guides protecting me because something's off with that person, or it could be that person's guides protecting them. I don't know what the situation is. Or it could be somebody put a block on their money because literally I've tried to donate to certain people more than once and they just literally won't let me. But for the most part, I don't believe in just sitting around getting anything for free. That's why I'm saying if you're really chosen and anointed, you don't have to say, yeah, give me $30 for a reading. You don't have to do that because God or the Most High will put it on that person who's listening. Sometimes I'll be watching somebody and God will literally be like, go donate. So if you are really chosen, you don't have to do that. I'm not working right now. My bills are paid for. My bills are taken care of. My bills are paid for because I'm taken care of, because I'm chosen, because I'm in my calling. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, what I've been divinely guided to do. So, yeah, I be weary about that. Like, don't you know God will take care of you? Don't you know you don't have to tell somebody? You don't have to not deliver the messages that you've been given by Spirit and told. And I know because and this be the thing. You acting like I'm doing you a favor. Like I could have just listened to my own intuition, and I do. Like a motherfucker will be like, "Well, go do it." Yeah, I do. I do. I'm here congregating. That's how I congregate with the spiritual community. I watch your content. If it resonates, if I'm called to watch that, I'll watch it. And a lot of times I'm not watching something for no reason. I'm getting something out of it. So I will give back if I'm watching somebody consistently and they're consistently providing a free service. Like I don't understand, like all the stuff that I'm saying, I would never be in nobody comment saying this, like, oh, you shouldn't charge for a reading because no, I don't believe in that. I believe that if you are called and you are led, then by all means. But do I feel that you should be turning people away from spiritual guidance who can't afford it? I feel like that's wrong. And I feel like you should check yourself. And I feel like you should ask yourself, morally, how is that okay? And best believe we got our own gifts. Most of us. I don't need to buy a reading from you, baby. I already know what's going on. I'm literally just here congregating and confirming what I already got. The same way you get downloads, the same way I get downloads. The same way you scry is the same way I scry. The same way you have prophetic dreams is the same way I have prophetic dreams. So, but just like with in medicine, when you need to get a second opinion, that's all that is. It's just a second opinion. You're not the only one with the answers. You're not the only second opinion that there is. So I just feel like the spiritual community. I remember when I came on and got into the spiritual community online. 6 years ago. I was being called to go online and do readings. I was being called and I refused because I was like, I don't want my page to turn into like people coming on there. People really be trying to dictate other people's content and pages. Like, oh, I like the reading, but next time turn down the music. It's too, bitch, this is free. This is free. I don't even understand. Why did you have to have that conversation, that dialogue in my chat openly? Why couldn't you have that offline? And that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't like the state of where things are spiritually on. I will, if somebody, you know what? The best reading that I ever had was by a girl, and I think I told y'all this story. She was such a sweetheart, and she was just like anybody that needed a reading. She was also in school, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really chosen, you don't need to do that. Like, and I don't understand. Like, you don't want to go to a job, but like literally, YouTube is your job because you depend on the people who have jobs to give you money. You depending on it, especially if that's your only income, like with that guy. And it's like he's always got his hand out. And I just unsubscribed. And you talked yourself out of a blessing because you done turned away somebody, right? And you don't know, you online complaining about how you need money and you can't do this. You don't know if God sent somebody to watch you to bless you. And then when they saw you turning somebody away because they couldn't afford your services, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with people who be arguing like, oh, your readings is too high. Your readings is too expensive. How the hell are you going to tell somebody what to charge for their worth? But the same way I don't agree with that is the same way I don't agree with people who are, it's a tough time out here. And you're refusing to use your gift in a Christ-like fashion. So you would take a devil worshiper's money, a satanic person's money, somebody who did some foul shit to acquire that money. You would take their money instead of this person who was probably led to you from spirit. And that you don't even know. That person was probably a test. If anybody knows, if you chosen for real, you know, man, I'm always getting tested. Always. And I'm always being used as spiritual bait. I talked about that before. God will literally use me to test people. And the same way he used me to test people, I know he used people to test me. So I will never, if somebody come to me right now and they're like, I have this spiritual problem right now. Can you please provide me guidance? I'm going to do it the best I can. If you can't afford to give me money, if you have money or not, is of no consequence to me. I don't care. I get my own money. God takes care of me. So I will do that reading. And like I was saying, my best reading came from a girl who was just giving out free readings online. She was so accurate and so ahead of the timeline that I was on. Like, I'm still seeing the shit that she told me in that reading come to fruition. And this was like 4 years ago. And she would just give, she would like, if you want a free reading, comment, let me know the first person, or I'll choose somebody. And she chose me, and she gave me a free reading in it. And she's not even online. She's not even on YouTube anymore. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people that were on when I first came on, they're not on anymore. And I remember saying, I don't want to do tarot. I mean, I wanted to do it because I knew that I was good at it, and I felt like it helped me get messages quicker and more clearer than just a regular download. It was a confirmation tool for me for the downloads that I already get. And Spirit would be like, do it, go online. And I would not answer the call, y'all. I would straight up ignore God. I can't believe I'm so shameful for saying that, but I got to tell y'all my truth. I'll be like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want people coming up in here. You know how I am, God. I don't want people coming up in here trying to tell me how to run my shit or arguing with me about a reading or saying that I'm targeting a specific, like, I don't have time for that. And I don't like people who pussy, who turn their comments off. I don't like that. Like, grow up. So, right, I'm a hypocrite. So that's why I'm posting content now. And that's why my comments are on, because if you go and sit up there and say, well, I don't understand how somebody could, then you do it then, bitch. And that's how I feel about people who come on other people's pages and argue and all this stuff. You do it. Do your own reading. You have your own intuition. What are you doing? But yeah, I've seen readers get on here and get cocky. They raise their prices to astronomical levels, and it's like, you need to be careful. It's a gift. It can be taken back. Be careful. That's how I see it. I mean, but we all have our own path. We all have our own path to walk. So I don't know. Maybe God did send him here. It's none of my business. But I just know for me, I'm here to do God's work. In every capacity that I operate in, I'm here to do God's work. Even if I'm at the bar. I don't care. I don't go to bars, but even if I did happen to be at a bar, I'm there to do God's work. I can enjoy a cocktail, but I'm here to represent the Most High. I'm here to bring light and positivity to other people. I'm here to make other people laugh. I'm here to uplift people's vibration, right? That's part of my path as a spiritual healer. So, no, I'm not going to charge for my services. If you need to pray, I told y'all that story about that lady. I was in nursing school and you couldn't fail. It was an older black lady. And like you could only fail 2 exams, or else you get restarted back to the beginning, because it was a condensed program, so it was very accelerated. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. And this lady was in there, this black lady, older black lady, and she was just so upset. And like, God will literally talk to people through me, and I have no control over what I say. Sometimes I don't I've spoken tongues, and I'm one who was like, man, that shit is gibberish. I remember growing up seeing people do that in church, like, it's fake, until God showed me that it wasn't. But anyway, she was so upset, and I'm like, God sent me over to her, and I'm like, what's the matter? And she was crying, and she was like, I'm so upset because I already failed one exam, and I've been taking practice quizzes, and I keep failing. And this is my last chance, because we were there to take our HESI, to anybody who's in the medical field, nursing, whatever. And she was like frantic, and I was like, calm down. I spoke to her in this tone. And I don't even know how, because I was in there to take a test, an exam, and it was an important exam for me, and I was nervous as well. But I was literally like, calm down. And I was like, do you mind if I pray for you and pray with you? In front of everybody, the whole class witnesses, my class, and whoever she had going on, because she was in like a cycle before me. Because that was determining whether or not she could graduate or not, or whether or not she got kicked back. And she was like, no, please. And I was like, come over here and sit down. And I prayed over her loudly. I prayed over her. I touched her forehead. I prayed over her. And, I prayed that, if it's in her highest good and it's of your highest will, please let this woman know all the answers. Let all the answers miraculously come to her on this exam. I prayed over her for like, I want to say like 3 minutes. And do y'all know, I was sitting waiting for my results, because you got to sit in the hallway to wait for the results to print. It used to be so stressful. y'all know that lady came running to me like, oh my God, thank you so much, I passed. You know, and who knows? And I end up seeing her later on working as a nurse when I was on my clinical. My clinical was her first job after she graduated. And she was like, thank you so much. And that's my point to people who, like, I got accosted by some Mormons the other day. I told y'all briefly about it. And I was asking, like, why do y'all do this and stuff like that? And I told y'all about the guy who goes online. He's a Christian, a right-wing Republican Christian, which I don't even understand how you can. Anyway, and he goes on a mic, calls himself a pastor, and agitates people. Tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing. I don't understand how anybody can look at that and see think that that's of God, because it's not. When God want to reach somebody, He will send exactly somebody is designated, who He designates to go directly to that person and tell them exactly what to say. Who the hell do you think you are where you feel like you got to be the one to deliver the message? The same way God put it on your heart to come to Him, and the same way you found God is the same way He finds others. I don't have to go out and crusade, and I don't have to go out and what do you call it? Go to door and let me tell you about my God. I don't have to do that. God will put me in the path of whoever I need to be in the path of. And from my experience, when it's coming from God, it won't be general. It will be directly, that person God will put it on you to say something that resonates in that person's spirit, and they will know that it's from God. So your services are not necessary. I'm not saying we shouldn't, talk about how good God is, but my life, my progression, where I've come from, and where I am today that's already me showing people how good God is. That's already me telling people how good God is. And then people like that, they go around and do the devil's job, where they acting like they're doing God's job, because they turn people off who might have been willing to be open at another time when God felt it was necessary for Him to make His presence felt to them. You don't have to go out and procure anything. You don't have to go out and collect people to go to church. That's not what God wants. God wants you to be a good person. God wants you to love unconditionally, because once again, God is love. God wants you to live so people can see His goodness. You don't have to go out and advocate on behalf of the Most High. You don't have to do that. It's not necessary. Yeah. Speaking of which, that cancer that I was telling y'all about, the Destiny Swapper, whatever, she was there and she was watching when I had that experience with that lady. And afterwards, she was like, "How did you know she was gonna pass?" And I was like, "I didn't." She was like, "So how did you know to tell her that?" And I was like, because God told me to. Just like that. And I always know when it's God telling me to do something, but versus when it's me, when it's my own conscience. Because when it's God telling me to do it, I won't be able to not do it. Just like either or later, I was going to get in front of this camera. Yeah, you can procrastinate. You can delay, just like people can delay. People be like, oh, they can't stop what God have coming to you. No, they can't, but they can delay it. You can delay anything. Things can be delayed. So, I was been supposed to be up here years ago doing exactly what I'm doing now, but I was stubborn. I was hard headed. And God will do something, God will allow something so compelling in your life to where you're forced. You have no choice but to listen. And that's literally what happened. Like, I had no choice in the matter to be here and be in front of you today. And people are like, oh, you got free will. Yeah, you have free will. Just like I had free will to be like, nah, I'm not doing it years ago. I'm not doing it. Right? But I truly believe, I could be wrong. We don't know. I truly believe that we are co-conspirators with the Most High for our life, for our life's journey, for our path. Before we come here, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all going to think I'm crazy. I don't know if I told y'all already my little secret, but I know when I'm going to pass away. You want to know how I know? Because I asked God. Because I told God that's what I needed in order to calm my spirit, to be okay with death. I used to be terrified. I told you, I talk about this all the time. And so I asked God to please show me so that I can stop living in fear. Show me when I'm going to die. Now, I wasn't shown the exact hour. I wasn't shown the exact minute. But I was shown the age. And I was shown the cause. So, I mean, the only difference between a theory, a thought, a prophecy, and a prediction is literally time. We don't know. We won't know if I'm right, or we won't know if, that happened until after it happens, you know? And I think that used to be my problem with death. It's like, nobody knows. So you go to the all-knowing for the answer. You go to the only source that knows. And that's why I said God is very reasonable. You just go to God with your problem. I'm literally waking up in the middle of the night, scaring my child, screaming because I'm terrified of death. And I know now there were some other things at play, spell work, and that was my warning that was being done. But I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm screaming, I'm terrified. And I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to have any fears. Being overweight, heights, needles. I don't want to live in fear. And God understood and had grace and showed me. That's why I said I don't like when people use the Bible in lieu of spirituality, or use religion in lieu of spirituality, because it will block you off from some amazing things that you didn't even know that you could tap into or that you had access to, because you were busy being blocked by an institution that was constructed to keep you blocked. They'll tell you, oh, it's devil worship for me to ask God anything. No, you are supposed to be able to ask God anything. So yeah, and now that I saw that it was a long ways from when I was asking, I'm like, oh, now I can. Oh, and I mean, I kind of knew, um, but I told y'all my brother was taken up out of here at a young age, and so that did a lot to me spiritually. Like on one hand, I was like, I don't care. My brother died, so I don't give a damn. It opened me up, um, as far as fear from like being scared to fight. After my brother died, because I told you I was a little thing. After my brother died, I didn't give a fuck who won it, who wanted to smoke, who wanted to smoke. But also, it let me know, like, yeah, you can check up out of here at any moment, and that's why I needed that. I personally needed to know so that I can live peacefully and without fear. I explained to God that that's what I needed. Just like when I went through that crisis and I was like, I don't even know if I believe that there's a God anymore. If you're real, show me yourself. Prove it. And boy did and boy was and boy I, that's all I'm gonna say. But I know God is real without a shadow of a doubt, without a trepidation in my heart. So this is almost an hour, and y'all know I don't like to go past an hour. So, and my stomach is growling. Oh, back to the weight loss real quick before I check up out of here. Yes, I mean the weight gain. Yes, I have gained a little bit of weight, a lot. I lost weight and then I gained it. So my max ever is 215. I cannot go over that. That's my cutoff. 215. I can't allow myself to go beyond that. So, and I weighed myself, and I lost the weight because I felt it. Um, I probably got down to like 196 this last go around, and when I went to the doctor, I got on the scale and I was, should I tell y'all? I was 203, so I gained like a couple pounds. I know y'all be laughing at my math. I laughed after I got finished filming that video. And I was like, yeah, it was 5.5 hours one way and 5.5 hours the other way. I was on the road for 10 straight hours. After I ended that video, I was like, what? But, I was too far and it was done. I wasn't going back. I'm not doing no rebuttals. Y'all just gonna have to understand that I am a genius, but math is my kryptonite. I am very intelligent. I used to tell people that. Like I'm really intelligent. And they used to just brush me off, but come to me to help me for me to help them solve their dilemma. But they never used to give me credit, and that's why God told me, no, you got to validate yourself. You got to celebrate yourself. I'm celebrating my academic achievement. I earned a 4.0 last semester. I earned that. That's why I hate when people say shit like DI. You you have no idea how much harder I have to work because I'm not allowed to cut corners like my counterparts. DEI my ass. I work. I study. I take my academics seriously. I take my profession seriously. Anyway, and I'm trying to procrastinate right now because I don't want to go downstairs and cook anything. Let me decide what I'm gonna eat first before I go down there. so I don't just be fumbling around in the kitchen, end up making a root beer float um, with fried chicken. Yes, that's my favorite meal. They kill me, y'all. They be really trying to trick black people into thinking that our culture is bad. Like, no, our culture is lit. Who the fuck they want to pin the fried chicken on us? Who the fuck don't like fried chicken? I know I don't like watermelon, and I'm black. I don't like it. I can't eat it. It's gross. But y'all, them motherfuckers love them some watermelon. The ones who started them rumors about that fake. I told y'all, it's a how do you say it? When you accuse somebody of something that you're guilty of, that's what they did. Cause every time I go to get me some chicken, guess who I'm in the line behind. So them motherfuckers like chicken the same amount that we like chicken. But I don't know how fried chicken became the staple of black ghetto, like what? And we need to stop, like motherfuckers be in the comments like, okay, Shaquita, okay, I'll be Shaquita. What the fuck you want me to be, Amy? You want me to be Heather? You want me to have some boring ass name that 50 other people know that I know have that name? Nah, I'm gonna be the only Shaquita I know. That's not my name. My name not Shaquita, but if it was, I actually have a niece named Shaquita. But this the white lady that I was telling y'all when I was getting my nails done, those ladies. That was a very eye-opening experience because it let me see a different perspective, I guess. Because I always wanted to know, like, why do y'all keep having babies by black men who don't help you with the kids, who don't show you about the culture, and then you have a kid who's like ostracized by the community still. Like I told you about that lady that was like, I can't get involved. Well, you should have thought about that before you laid down with a black man that your family hated and told you not to and had that baby. Like, you know how back in the day they got better now. I will give it to them, but they got better. But they used to have them kids walking around, the black kids that's adopted by white people. You can always tell because of the state of their hair. And I'm like, how are you going to adopt somebody from a whole other different culture and not even try to get to know anything about their grooming standards because they're different from yours? Like I saw, how white people be online, with the racist shit. And somebody was like, some white person was like, oh, because I was talking about how J-Lo is a fraud. I don't understand. Like, so they decided to attack my blackness. They're like, when the last time you washed your hair? I said, we are not the same. This is what I keep telling those we the same, we all one ass motherfuckers, right? If that was the case, why your hair products don't work on me? It's because we're different and we need to acknowledge those differences. Not better, just different. But why would you have a kid by a black person? A black man? Where you understood that your family was racist. Like, it's not like you found out that they were racist through your birthing process of a black, you having a black baby. No, you knew, you grew up with them saying racist shit. Why would you do that? Because you want to look like the rebel of the family? Meanwhile, the black kid that you had is growing up and you can't help them. You can't guide them through the black experience in America because it is an experience. You can't even guide them and give them pointers because you have no idea. You have no point of reference. And I told y'all what that girl said her dad said. Well, just make sure they don't have no excuses. So basically, he's saying, ma'am, that black people do nothing but make excuses. That's what he meant by that comment. And by you sitting there repeating it like, well, the only thing he told me was to make sure they don't have no excuses. So I'm making sure you don't have no excuses. But you literally just got finished fucking telling me you can't go up to the school because it gets too rowdy and you don't want to go to jail. How the fuck is that an excuse? If you had a kid by a white person, you wouldn't be dealing with that shit. You wouldn't have to go up to the school and deal with somebody writing that your kid is a nigger in the bathroom. But you chose that life. I don't get to choose this life. I can't take this shit off if I try. I wouldn't want to, but you chose that life for your child. So you need to be strong enough to stand in it. And you need to be looking up how to handle it and researching and sticking by your kid, not just like, oh, well, you're going to have to deal with it and pick your battles. What? I wish I would have a white mom. And they told, and if I was mixed and her ass told me, well, you got to pick your battles because I'm telling her kids is being racist at school. What? How the fuck, why is that even a battle that I got to pick? What the fuck did I do other than be born a certain color? I did nothing. So, and it be making me side-eye, like, y'all just be having these babies by these black men, and you don't be doing enough research. And I feel bad for the kid. And I'm sorry, this is no shade. I'm just giving y'all observations of shit that I've seen. Whatever, like somebody was like, well, how does somebody seem gay? You really want me to tell you? Okay, let's do this the scholarly way. Sir, when a man sleeps with another man, there will always be telltale signs. They walk different. They talk different. They're comfortable doing things that a man who wouldn't sleep with another man wouldn't do. And I pick up on that. And I'm a pattern person. I am great at pattern recognition. So don't try to, oh, well, you discriminate. It's not like me saying, oh, I know he's going to commit a crime because he's black. That's not the same. Those two don't equal out because every time I get into it with gay people about certain things, they like to bring up, well, you're black, as if these are two different things, sir. Me telling you, I know, a certain person has mannerisms that's adjacent with gay men that I've known in the past. Hence why I said he seems gay. How is that discrimination? That's pattern recognition. You're exhibiting those same behaviors. That's what made me say that. Not literally just because you showed up. So, and oh my God, it's 1 hour and 3 minutes, so I gotta go. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. I just want to do this. Bye.